Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant YouTube channel. I'm your host, James Harris. In this episode, we're going to be doing a comic book review. I know you guys might be tired of hearing about Captain Marvel at this point. I've done the movie review. I've done a recommended reads. I've actually read something off the recommended reads list and wanted to do a review for you guys. So in this episode, I'm going to be doing a review of The Life of Captain Marvel. This was a trade that recently came out. This is a miniseries that launched right before the movie coming out, kind of a reimagining or retelling or reshaping of Carol Danvers' actual kind of origin and as Captain Marvel and how she received her powers. This was a 5-issue limited series. This was written by Margaret Stohl, and the artist on this book is Carlos Pacheco, Marguerite, Sauvage, and Erica Dorso. And I have to say, this was a really engaging read. And I spoke about this in the previous episodes in the movie review, as well as the recommended reads review or episode that I did, that I know of Carol Danvers more so as her Miss Marvel days. I read a lot of that series before they did the name switch. So this is one of the first real proper as Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel books that I've read. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it. It was engaging. It made me learn a lot about the character. I cared about the character when I was reading the Miss Marvel series. So it just built on that. It gave a lot of background context to her childhood and her growing up. And it's some surprises in there on what we thought and how we were even shown in the movie that she manifested her powers is not exactly what we thought. And I thought that was an interesting twist on her origin, or not necessarily her origin, but how she acquired her powers is an interesting twist on it. And I can it kind of explains certain things that were sketchy about her previous origins or her previous incarnations, because she's been exposed to a lot of different things, and she's so super powered. She's acquired powers through different things. So it makes it, in a way, it's a twist, but it makes it be a little bit more coherent in a way, and meld a little bit better, because I don't want to, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, because I want you guys to check this out. This was an amazing trade and a quick read, a 5-issue trade. I really blew through it because I was really engaged. I haven't read Margaret's work before, but I really enjoyed it. And one thing I will say about reading these trades and doing these trade reviews, you want something that's going to engage you and pull you in quickly and really help you center on the main character. And they did that. She was I always like Carol, and it really plays up her never give up, never die kind of attitude, and how at times she shows a lot of restraint. And it also shows with that restraint, sometimes she suffers from anxiety, and she has problems with rage, because when you're so powerful and you have to use restraint and you have to hold back, sometimes it can cause you're keeping yourself bottled up. You can explode and snap at times, and things that are linked to her, from her childhood, plays into that quite a bit. So filling in those gaps in her childhood, which I had personally never seen of the character before, really helped to give her more context for me, made me even care about her even more as a character that I like and would love to read more about. Despite having the multiple artists on the book did a good job in keeping the artwork relatively consistent throughout all the whole 5-issue series in this collected edition. I mean, it was a few panels here and there where it was a little jarring as things were transitioned over, but all in all, I have to say that they did a really good job. And certain times that can be a problem, or certain times, certain companies will use, artists for flashback scenes and artists for current day stuff. It wasn't done like that. These three artists were like consistently doing the artwork throughout, and you can see little ebbs and flows in the styles changing slightly, but they made sure they paired up very nicely, that their styles were very similar enough that it wasn't like, oh, wait, what's, because sometimes you can turn a page, or sometimes if you look at a cover of a book, you might think, oh, this is the person that's going to be doing the interiors. And then you look at the interiors are totally different. It wasn't like I ever turned a page and it was jarring like that. It was just like a panel here. You could tell like maybe the panel before was one artist and the other one was picking up where that one left off. So you can notice the change, but it wasn't jarring as a reader, which is a good thing. All in all, I'll have to recommend this book. I give it an 8.25 out of 10. I think if you enjoyed Captain Marvel and you want to know a little bit more about her background, about her childhood, and fleshing her more out as a character, because some people complained in the movie was they didn't have enough time to flesh Carol Danvers out because of the overarching story that they kind of had to set up. This is a great kind of step back from that. You come out of the movie saying, I want to know more about the woman of Carol Danvers and what makes her her. I think this is a really good trade to pick up. It retails for $15.99. You could pretty much find it anywhere for probably like half that online through online retailers, like maybe in stock trades. Comixology had a sale going on. The sale is ended now, but I think you can get this a part of Comixology Unlimited if you're registered to that. I think it's available as an unlimited read, so you can just check it out and read it there. But it's well worth to pick up if you have interest. If you're kind of like me, you're kind of out of touch with the character, don't know much about the character, and you want a little bit more further context and background, this is a great starting point to learn more about the character. So 8.25 out of 10. I will give this the thumbs up. That's all I have for you guys for this review. I will have a link to the playlist here of more comic book reviews that I've done previously. I do quite a few of them and have more coming in the future. Marvel, DC, Image. I rotate through the different books and do trade reviews and list them here. If you like the content and you haven't subscribed already, please do. Also, share the content. If you know someone that might be interested in Captain Marvel and are looking for a book to read, you can send them over to this review. Also, leave comments down below. If it's a particular trade or character you want me to cover in a future comic book review, let me know down below. I respond to all the comments as soon as I get them, so suggestions are welcome, so please do so. And that's all I have for you guys for this episode. Again, there'll be further comic book reviews coming in the future, so be on the lookout for those. And I'm your host, James Harris. This is the Comic Book Savant YouTube channel. And until next time, you guys take care, and I'll see you soon.